You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, Greg Nauman, the president, and Gabrielle Totten, the executive director of TIP of Northern Nevada. And this is such a phenomenal program. TIP stands for Trauma Intervention Program of Northern Nevada. Gabrielle, tell everybody a little about this.
Trauma Intervention Program is a team of specially trained citizen volunteers. We respond alongside police, fire, paramedics, and our volunteers are going to provide that emotional and practical support to survivors after things like natural death, suicide, drowning, infant death, things like that.
And Greg, you have a background in law enforcement, many years in law enforcement, and so you have actually seen the benefits of having a TIP representative respond. Explain a little bit about your history and how you saw them in action.
So I'm retired from the Washington County Sheriff's Office. I retired as the sergeant in the detective division. And I've not only witnessed the TIP volunteers in action, but I'm a client myself as being a first responder who's gone to these scenes and had to investigate the tragedy that has occurred. But more importantly, I've seen what it looks like to not have a trauma intervention program in this area. But really, for me as a first responder, having a TIP volunteer there, knowing that someone is there to take care of that survivor while I'm trying to do my job and my investigation, it's reassuring to me to know that this person is being taken care of during the first initial couple of hours of a tragic incident.
Yeah, go into that. And I have a brief knowledge. Greg and I worked together at the Washoe County Sheriff's Office when I was the PIO there. But what would happen is when the detectives arrive on scene, their main job is to investigate and get the lay of the land and identify people and then put those people in specific areas of the home. But then they are investigating, and a witness or somebody who came home, it could just be seated there if it weren't for TIP, right? Kind of go into that aspect of a response in a critical situation.
Okay. So actually, long before the detectives often even get there, the first initial officers get on scene, right? The patrol usually will get on scene. So it may be a wife who has found her husband not breathing on the floor. She's called 911, done CPR. They are sending the police, fire, paramedics. All those folks get on scene, then they will say, can we get a TIP volunteer to be with the wife, right? So then they'll call us. We'll get there within 20 to 30 minutes of that phone call. So shortly after she's done with her efforts to perform CPR and the emergency responders have got on scene, then the TIP volunteer will respond. And our goal is just to come alongside that wife and kind of be her support system while nobody else is there, and then navigate that call with her in terms of what to expect, what to anticipate. The medical examiner is on their way. The mortuary is coming. They're going to take your husband out. Would you like to say goodbye? Just working with them to try to, I call us the concierge of death. We're just trying to make the very best of the very worst situations.
Exactly. And the situation that you just described, I mean, if a person is performing CPR, that is a traumatic event for the survivor.
Yes. Oh, yes. People don't understand the magnitude of performing CPR on a human body. We take the class, we all get CPR trained, but when you actually have to do it, it's an entirely different ballgame. It's exhausting, it's emotionally, physically exhausting, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to witness, even as if you don't even do the CPR, the emergency responders get on scene and are doing it, and you have to witness it. That's incredibly difficult to witness. So being able to provide that high level of support to folks after traumatic things like that, whether they've had to perform the CPR or witness the CPR, that's a big deal.
And Greg, you said through the span of your career, you saw situations like this before TIP,
yes,
and now with TIP. Yes. And just describe the difference to folks for folks at home.
The difference is, without a TIP volunteer, here's how it would go down, okay? So you'd have just a plethora of first responders showing up, asking questions, asking the same questions over and over again for different reasons, for different investigations, whether it's a paramedic or police officer or detective, we're asking the same questions often. That person they're stunned, they're confused by the process. And from my point of view, I've seen, well, this is what happens without a TIP volunteer, is that when the investigation is over and it's 2:00 in the morning, and all the first responders have another call to go to, it really is, I'm sorry for your loss, bye. And we leave that person, and that person is left there by themselves. They're confused. They don't know what to do next. They don't know what just happened. And as a first responder, you carry that baggage because you feel like, I just abandoned this person. They just lost their loved one. They're by themselves, and maybe they've got support coming, but maybe that family that's going to support them is driving from Stockton, right? Or maybe they're coming in from out of town, and the death happened at a downtown casino, right? There's no one there. They're all by themselves. And as a first responder, we carry that going, man, I just abandoned that person. And now having a tip volunteer, knowing that when I leave to go to the next scene or to continue that investigation so I can do the best work for them, I've left them in the hands of a volunteer who can stay with them, not feel abandoned. And that's reassuring as a first responder. So it's a big impact on the folks that we deal with day in, day out.
So in 30 seconds or less, if you need more TIP volunteers, if you would like to donate to TIP to help your efforts, where do people go?
Our website, www.tipnnv.org. You can click on donate if you want to donate. You can click on volunteer. If you want to volunteer, get on the list of registrants, and we will get you all the information you need.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.